So this is a video on how to create text note cards and also how to share note cards with other people in the Prosperity Virtual Ashram. So we're going to start by looking at our inventory and trying to find a folder marked note cards. So to open the inventory, we can click on Me, which is in the top left side of the Second Life viewer, and then when we click on Me, a drop-down menu appears and we'll find Inventory on that list. And when we move the mouse over Inventory, it lights up green, and that means we've selected it. Then we'll click once with the left mouse button and it opens up our inventory. Now with any of these windows, we can drag them around on the screen and position them however we like. We drag them by clicking with the left mouse button on the window and then holding that button down and moving the mouse, and that's called dragging. And then the moment we take our finger off the left mouse button, the window stays in one spot. So that's our inventory that we've opened up. And what we have to find then in the inventory is a folder marked Note Cards. So if you don't see it listed when you first open it up, you need to scroll down, look at more of the entries in your inventory, and there's a bar over on the right here that if you hold the left mouse button down while you position the cursor on it, it will move everything either down or up so that you can see more items. So now I've moved it a little and I see I have an entry here marked Note Cards. So I'm going to click on that entry once with the left mouse button so that again it's highlighted in green, and now I'm going to click once with the right mouse button, and what I see is another small menu, and in that menu I look for New Note Card. So I select New Note Card, I put my mouse cursor on it and it highlights, and I'm going to click once with the left mouse button. So now we see we've got a note card titled New Note as a separate window over on the left, and in the inventory I've got a flashing cursor that's sitting right where it says New Note. And when you have a cursor that's flashing, that means it's ready to enter new text. So what this means is that we can now change the name of New Note into something else. So I'm just going to give this an arbitrary name here. I'll say Testing Note. Didn't spell that correctly, but what the heck. And so now we've changed the title of that note card, and that's important. It's important to change the title because you want to indicate what is inside the note card, what type of information it is. For example, I have some here marked PVA Events Weekly, and I also have some marked Coming Soon. These are for announcements in the ashram. So to finish this part, changing the name of the title of the note card, I press Enter now, and the moment I do that, it's changed both in my inventory, the name has, and also on the top here on the note card. So now if I want to enter text in this note card, I simply click on it, and now I click inside this large white space area, and now I see a flashing cursor. So that lets me type in any text I want. Just type something here. The quick brown fox. And I can use the keyboard and my Enter key to move down a line, like a very simple word entry document, rather like Notepad. Now, before I save this, I want to show you another way of getting text into that note. And this is if you've already written text in something like Microsoft Notepad or Microsoft Word, you can copy and paste what you've already written in another application, another text application, right into this note card. So to do that, we're going to go out of Second Life. Well, actually not out. We're just going to minimize the window to the taskbar, which means we click this small dash that's at the top here, and this is what's called minimizing. So I'll click on that, and now it's actually not closed it's just lying hidden. And I've already got open a Notepad document here that I've already written some text in. So you can either use, in this case for Notepad, there are some commands under Edit here. The ones you will use are Select All and Copy. So let's just look at that. I'll press Select All, and it shows all the text highlighted. And then if I click on Copy, now it's copied it. Now I'll just go back a step here. The other alternative, if you have a document that you want to use just a quick sort of keyboard shortcut, you click Control A to select everything. So that means you hold the Control key down, and then while you're holding it down, quickly press A, and you'll see it does the same thing. And then if I want to copy using a keyboard shortcut, I'll use Control C. So that means I hold the Control key down, and then I'll quickly press C once. And we won't know yet that we've really copied that. So let's go back now to our Second Life viewer by clicking on the icon that's in the taskbar in this case for me. And it opens up the Second Life viewer. Here's our note again with the flashing cursor. Now to paste into this document, remember we think we've copied the information. To paste into it, we use Control and V, V for Victor. So I'll hold the Control key down and then quickly press the V key once, and you see it pastes in all the information that we had saved, or copied I should say, from the open text document when we went out, or when we minimized the Second Life window. So now we want to save that. We'll click on the Save button in the note card box here, and now we've saved the information. And let's just double check. We can close that by clicking on the X. Now it should be saved over here in our inventory. So we can click quickly twice on this test in note that we've created and have a look. And yes, indeed, all the information is there that we typed in or pasted in just. So there's one other thing we want to do now before we try and share this, and I'm going to move this inventory window over here. I want to make sure that people have permissions to copy this note card, and we'll do that by right-clicking on the note we've just created, and now we'll look at Properties from the small drop-down menu. And what we want to have check marks is that the next owner can modify it, can copy it, can transfer it, and I'm also going to add that a group can share it and anyone can copy it. So I'm just to be safe, I'm clicking on all of those permissions. and then I'll click up here where it says Item Profile to get back to my original note. So now we have our note. It's got text in, it's got permissions that the next owner can copy it, and so now we want to share it. So again, we'll right click on the document, and what we see right at the top of the small menu is Share. So now I'm going to click Share once, and we see now that we can choose a resident. We can actually even choose a number of residents. Now if I look at friends, for example, actually we have 3 places we can choose a resident. We can search if we want to type in the person's name. We can look at friends where we select a person, or we can look at near me when people are close by to us and we want to share the note card. I'm just going to go back to friends, and in my case I'm going to share this with Zax. So I would click on his name and it would highlight it. Now if I want to send this to more people, I would hold the Control key down and click on some more names, and then I've selected more people. To deselect them, I'll just click on them. I'll just click on the names, and so that I have just one name highlighted. And now I'm going to click Select, and it says, do you want to share the following items? Test in note with the following residents, Zax Constantine. So I'll click on OK, and it says items successfully sent. Zax received your inventory offer. Items successfully shared. So that completes the whole exercise. We created a note. We either typed in or pasted in some text. We shared the note card, and we selected a resident to share that with from a list of residents. In my case, I looked at friends here. I shared it actually with Zax. So that's the end of this informational video.